If you're on the journey to quitting watching pornography and you recently relapsed, pay attention to this video because I'll share with you the 3 things that you're gonna wanna do to get yourself back on track as quickly as possible. And stay tuned for the end of the video because I'll also share a mental reframe you can use to help eliminate and tone down some of that shame and that guilt that goes along with a relapse. Let's get into it. Before I tell you about step 1, I just want to share vulnerably with you. I'm here as a coach helping other men quitting watching pornography, and the truth is that I relapsed last week. Even after years of growth and transformation, I want to share that the urges never really go away. This was a painful slip up for me, and I have implemented all of the steps that I'm sharing with you in this video. So if you're on the journey and you relapsed recently, don't worry, you're not alone. I'm going through this too. There are many steps to the journey of quitting pornography, and relapse is a part of recovery from addiction with any substance, but especially with pornography use. So without any further ado, let's get into the 3 steps that'll help you get back on track as quickly as possible after a relapse. Step 1 is to really be with yourself afterwards so that you can reflect upon what happened. There is a reason that you relapsed at that specific time on that specific day. Now is your chance to sit down with yourself, get quiet, write in your journal, or meditate and reflect upon what happened so that you can identify what circumstances and what emotions were present that led you into your relapse. There can be a variety of emotions and circumstances. Usually what I hear from most men is the circumstances that they're alone at night and they can't sleep, and a common emotion that triggers men is loneliness, high levels of stress, and also boredom. For myself, with this most recent relapse, what triggered me into doing that behavior was a feeling of anger and frustration and a lack of control, and so I was seeking to have control and escape from those feelings of anger and frustration. Let's talk about step number 2 that you're gonna wanna do after a relapse. This is assuming that you have a girlfriend or a wife and you've already talked to them about your pornography habit and how you're trying to improve. You need to do the difficult thing here and share with your girlfriend or your wife that you slipped up. I know you don't wanna share that with her. I know you're afraid that in how she might react to that. But the best thing for you to do to build trust between you two is to not hide anything from each other and for you to be open and honest about your journey to recovery and share this with her. The 3rd step that you're gonna wanna do to get back on track as quickly as possible is to lean on your support system. If you're really serious about quitting pornography, you should by now have a personal coach, a therapist, or a men's group, or at least an accountability partner, someone who is checking in with you. And you need to be honest with them, and just like you did with your wife or your girlfriend, come clean. It has been my experience that this habit and the shadows associated with it thrive in the dark. They thrive when I can hide it and keep it to myself. If I'm forced to confess what happened and share it openly, part of what I'm doing on this video as well, when I'm forced to share that, it can't hide anymore. There's no place for it to hide. It's the same thing for you. If there's shame and guilt wrapped up in this and you're keeping it all to yourself and no one else knows about your struggle and you're not sharing that with anyone, you're gonna struggle even more to get back on track and to make progress. When you can openly and honestly share with your coach or with your men's group, that support and that accountability and that transparency will allow you to gain that momentum back much quicker. Those are your 3 steps for what you can do to get back on track as quickly as possible after your relapse. Now let's talk about that mindset shift that will allow you to lessen the guilt and the shame associated with this. That mindset shift is to zoom out. It has been my experience over the years that it's so easy to feel like everything, all progress has been lost after a relapse. But that's not true. When I zoom out and look over the past 5 to 10 years, I can see immense progress in my journey to quitting watching pornography. To go from watching pornography maybe 400 times in a year, in the most recent years, getting that down to single digits, and now once a year. This is trending towards 0, and I need to zoom out to really see how far I've come, because it's so easy when that relapse happens to act like all is lost and I've not made any progress. The truth is that you have made progress. Take a step back, look at your journey in its totality, and zoom out for a second. A quick analogy is that I like to imagine this journey as climbing a large mountain. The top of the mountain would symbolize 0 times watching pornography in a year. The base of the mountain is 300, 400, 500 times in a year when you're watching it every day or multiple times a day. If you're honest about where you're at in your journey, you're not at the bottom of that mountain watching it 400 times in a year. You've made progress so far. You are growing. You are getting better. You slipped up recently with this relapse, and with the mountain analogy, that's like you're hiking up the trail and you step on a loose rock and you fall and it hurts. You scraped up your knee when you took that fall. If it's a really bad relapse and you binged for a few days, maybe that slip was even worse and you tumbled down a few steps. But when you stand up and dust yourself off, you are not at the bottom of the mountain. If you were to look honestly back towards the beginning of the trail, you would see that you have made tremendous progress. You're not at the top yet, but you have not gone back to ground zero. I hope this mental reframe helps, and I hope these 3 steps assist you on your journey to getting back on track, right where you want to be after this relapse. If you want more support on your journey to quitting watching pornography, click the link in the description of this video where I've created a free 5-step PDF guide to help you on your journey. Thanks for watching, stay strong, and keep going.